Okay, today I want to show you all a quick example of how to get started on your landscape collage. Remember, a collage is artwork that is made by cutting or tearing paper and gluing it down to make your picture. So we are using all those ideas we learned about landscape and putting it into a collage form. We talked a little bit about with collage, you start from the background and work your way up, almost like layering a sandwich. So you want to start with your bottom bun first, which is going to be your background paper. Once you choose your background paper, you want to start with your sky, or you could think about it as whatever's above your horizon line. So I decided I wanted a pink sky, and in my sketchbook I created a sketch that had, I'll do it a quick one for you. If this is my paper, I decided I wanted to have some mountains in the background and then maybe have some grass up in the front down here. And maybe I'll do a tree or something in the front. I could do that to show foreground up in the front, do a smaller one back here, and then do an even smaller one back at the back here. I could also do a sun, or I could do some clouds. But the details like your sun and clouds, you're gonna add those very last. And you're not gonna add your trees until you've gotten your sky, your mountains, your background, your foreground, all that in and glued down, okay? So you can cut or tear your paper. These I tore because it kind of gave a cool edge of the orange paper that it was painted on. And I'm gonna lay them out to kind of decide how I want to glue them down. Before you glue anything, it's really best to kind of lay it out, get your plan, and I kind of don't mind how this yellow is peeking through. I could tear a few more pieces if I want. All you have to do is just tear it apart like that, okay? Overlapping is a really big part of collage because it's a super easy way for you to show that a shape or an object is in front of the other by putting it on top. So I'm pretty good with my sky right there. I went ahead and cut out the shape of my mountains. All I did was get a piece of painted paper that I liked, and I just cut a curvy line to show the design of my mountains. So my mountains would overlap right here a little bit, and I'm noticing I can kind of see some of my sky on the sides a little bit, and I might want to glue down some pink behind that just so it doesn't show so much, or spread out my papers like that. Then I just took a strip of green that I found, and that's gonna go down over top of my mountains. So do you see how clearly the grass looks like it's in front of the mountains? And so this makes it our foreground, and our mountains are in the background, and this would be your horizon line. Okay, so here, good example, you can use torn paper or a cut edge. You could also use some crazy scissors and do a fun outline on the edge of that green if you want. Okay, so now that I've got it laid out, I'm gonna just flip my pieces over, and you can do two things. You can use liquid glue and just do a light, simple line of glue like that. You can also use a glue sponge, which a lot of you have used before. And the glue sponge, remember, it's in the Tupperware container, and you don't take the sponge out. That's a big thing that people forget. The sponge stays inside the container so that you don't get glue all over your hands and all over the table. So let me show you how the glue sponge works with this last piece of paper. Our glue sponge is in this container, okay? It can get really messy, but it works pretty awesome. The glue is already soaked up with glue and water. All you do is take your piece, stamp it down on the sponge, see, like this, peel it up, and then you can just stick it down where you want it to go. I might add some more pink where that mountain's gonna cover it. And it's so easy to just tear a piece of paper to get the design or the shape that you want. It does not have to be perfect. I kind of like that jagged, uneven edge. Okay, so now I've got my sky, and I left this because I know my mountains are going to cover it. For my mountains, it's probably better to use the liquid glue because it'll go a lot faster. But do you see big globs on here? No, I'm just using a simple line. Doesn't take very long. And now I can stick it down like that. And you know what? While this is still wet, if I want to add some more pink in there, I totally can. I just stamped it on the glue sponge, and I'm gonna reach right under there, stick it down, another piece, just stick it right down, okay? So you can always fix a mistake, or you can always add more while it's still wet with glue. And then my grass, same thing. You could also put a dot in each corner and right here if you want, instead of doing a line, if it's harder for you to do the line of glue. Ta-da! So that gives me a very, very simple landscape collage. Now I'm ready to add things like a sun, or clouds, or trees, or you could do flowers, you could do a road that leads back. If I were gonna do a road, I would need a different color paper. Let me grab one real fast. Remember, we have our bags of scrap paper, so you can choose from. Maybe I want a red road. Okay, the big thing about collage, I don't want to see any drawing lines on top of the painted side that you want to show. You want to hide your lines, hide your work. So remember, a road would start big at the foreground and go back to being skinny in the background. So I'm going to start it here. And this is great because it shows me where to stop on the edge of my paper, and I can see it up here. Okay, now I can cut that out. And the side that I'm going to glue down won't show the lines, like hiding your work in the background. Just snip it off. Then I flip it over, and I've got a road, so I could just trim that off right there. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put some glue on this to show the road going into the background, okay? If I wanted to, I would add a bigger tree here, medium-sized tree, and then small trees back here at the background. So just a quick little example for you on a landscape collage. Good luck.